We are making a catfish trout line. It's called the trout line, but it's to catch catfish. The waters are rising. I didn't miss the lint season. Lint season down here is a lot of catfish being sold. Ain't nothing for a market to clean 1,200–1,300 pounds of catfish a day, or even more. But I didn't miss that because of my boat papers wasn't right. So now I'm just doing it for my own freezing, suppers at the church, what have you. Catfish trout line. This part is the staging. That's what you're going to put your hook on. That piece right here hanging down. You put your hook on the end of that. And you'll put this out in wherever, the river or the woods, backwater. I plan on putting it in the backwater. And then you're going to anchor it down with whatever you can find, bricks or whatever. I like using railroad spikes when I can get them. This is my staging. I don't know how you can see it on video on YouTube, but this line is actually smaller than my main line. And the reason why is if you're fishing and you get some driftwood or something in your line, you can tie this onto the front of your boat and with your outboard motor pop it. So this being a little smaller line than your main cord line, hopefully this pops you, and all you'll lose is maybe your hook and this staging. You won't lose your whole line. And I'm 6'3", 4", somewhere up in there. So I know my arm stretched out would be 6 foot. So my stagings, I'm making them about 4 feet. I cut them about 4 feet. And there's different ways of making trout lines. This is just a way. Now, if you're going to fish in a river where there's a lot of current, you really need to put your stagings 5 feet apart. If you're fishing with big equipment and heavy boats and heavy current, but we're going to be fishing in the woods, so I'm probably putting my stagings 3 feet apart, sometimes 4. And what you got to do is you take this. And you got to tighten it so it don't slip. Do that on both sides of that knot. That way your knot won't slip. And if you're fishing and it looks like it wants to slip, all you got to do is just tighten it, like so. But again, the purpose in this is for your staging to be a weaker line than your main cord. Because fishing in the river, there's a lot of drift when the water's rising. A lot of logs, and this will get hung up in the logs and what have you. And instead of losing your whole line, luckily you'll just lose 1 or 2 of these, a couple of hooks. And like I said, there's different ways that you can put these swivels on here, because a catfish will swivel to get off once he's on it. And your swivels do save you some catfish. And all that stuff then got so expensive to where I'm not going to use it. Just whatever we lose in fish, we lose. Like somebody once told me, there's no certain way to do these things. It's not a right and a wrong way. It's whatever works for you and whatever you're comfortable with, because we'll do it different ways, different times. All depends on how we feel.